I think the most expensive thing that poverty forces people to buy is urgency. Just think about it. When you live in paycheck to paycheck, almost every decision becomes urgent. You need the money today. You take the first job because you can't afford to wait for the better one. You accept the first offer because rent is due.
Can someone please tell me where it's got to in the UK that when we're working full time?
Now people are working 40 hours a week and still checking their bank account before buying groceries.
After I pay my bills, there's nothing left. There's nothing left even before I get paid. Like, I'm already like, okay, I'm about to get paid.
You're working in your 9 to 5. You're doing everything you can to stay on top of everything. And you're still struggling to make ends meet at the end of the month.
Where I literally do not care.
Like, how am I working this much and still stressed about money?
Imagine working 40 hours every week, getting your paycheck, and there is almost nothing left after rent, groceries, and bills are paid. That's the reality for a lot of Americans. And that's insane, totally. Nobody's supposed to not work more than 80 hours just to survive. And that's the reality today. What's going on, America? Drop a comment below if you've been working more than 80 hours. And don't forget to hype me up, subscribe, share, like, all the good stuff. Let's check out this video.
Working full time and still broke? Can someone please tell me where it's got to in the UK that when we're working full time, sometimes more with overtime, that we're still not surviving? What is that all about? Let's do some math. Okay, so these are averages depending on where you are in the country. Rent, 900 to 1300, although in the comments there's a lot more. Council tax, 140 on average. Energy, so gas, electric, 160 to 220. Food, 250 to 350, and that's only doing the basics. That's not you having your luxuries. Transport, depending if you drive, take trains or buses, 80 to 150 pounds per month. Phones, Wi-Fi, both together, average between 60 and 80 pounds per month. So before you've even started, just with your bills, you're looking around 1,600 to 2,000 pounds. Now here's the bit that doesn't make sense. The average wage is between 1,500 and 1,800 pounds per month, but yet we're paying out 116 on average per month. It doesn't match. This means people are falling short, and it's not because they're bad with money. It's not because they're mismanaging their money. Yes, they might have some debt in there as well, but how are you supposed to get out of the trouble when you are literally working to live? You are working to pay your bills. If you're working full time right now or more, I'd love to know in the comments what your bills are, just so I can then have some more information to share if I need to. And also remember, there is some support in my bio for those families that are really struggling.
Gen X is quietly starting over broke, and nobody's talking about it. We were supposed to have everything figured out by now. At this age, we were supposed to have homes, retirements filled, hold secure jobs, and finally enjoy the lives that we spent 30 years building. But instead, many of us are beginning again with debt, damaged credit, no money, and absolutely how you're going to retire. You don't talk about it. We smile, go to work, post ordinary pictures on Facebook, and pretend everything is fine because you were taught that financial struggle is how it is. Some of us lost everything in divorce. Some spent years caring for children, adults, aging parents, or sick spouses. Some were destroyed by medical bills, failed businesses, layoffs, addiction, divorce. Others did everything that you were supposed to do and still watched inflation, housing costs, wages move the finish line farther and farther. And now we're exhausted, embarrassed, and secretly terrified. Not because we're unwilling to work. We all worked because we've already worked for 30 years and somehow we ended at the starting line again. Truth. Being broke at this age does not mean that your life is over, but pretending you're not broke will keep you there. You can't rebuild a financial life that you refuse to acknowledge. Open the bills, add up the debt, look at what comes in and goes out. You got to change something. Get rid of what you don't need, cancel what you can't afford. Take the second job, start a small business. Learn a new skill, ask for help before it explodes. Stop spending money to convince people you don't know that you're doing great. You don't need a newer car, expensive clothes, a bigger house, credit cards for vacation. No. Right now, success might look like downsizing, rebuilding your credit, putting $50 into savings when you can. That's not failure, that is recovery. Starting over broke is so frightening. Starting over honestly is the most powerful thing that you can do. You still possess something that you didn't have when you were younger. Experience. You understand scams, bad partners, empty promises, and emotional spending. You know how quickly you can lose everything. And now you can use those lessons. You're not going to get all that money back that you wasted, but you can stop losing the years that you have left. Comment, I'm in if you're starting over, so I can see you starting over with me. Love you guys. Appreciate you watching, and I see you on the next one.
I have come to a point where I literally do not care if I ever work another job a day in my life. I don't care if they're paying $300 an hour. I don't care. And the reason why is because I spent over 3 decades, 30 years working a job. And you know the 3 things that it kept me with? It kept me broke, living paycheck to paycheck, and struggling. And not only that, because I put all my eggs in one basket, I end up going off into a homeless shelter because I got fired from that job for no reason. So struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, working tons of overtime, and behind on all the bills. But you want to know what the best thing that ever happened to me financially is? Coming online and having a self-made millionaire show me step by step how to build an online business, work from my phone, and make an income that completely replaced my 9-to-5. And thanks to this, without having no tech skills, no experience, or a huge social media following, this is the exact blueprint 2 years ago that I came across. I haven't had a job in 2 years. I've generated hundreds of thousands of dollars as a stay-at-home dad, and now I'm teaching other dads how to do the same thing. If you're tired of working every day, you're tired of struggling, you're tired of working tons of overtime and being behind on all the bills, and you want to know more about the exact step-by-step proven program that I've been following for 2 years, that's not only helping me, but tons of other regular blue-collar stay-at-home dads build an income from their cell phone, just working 2 to 3 hours a day as complete beginners, then comment the word info below, and I'll be happy to send you guys over the Freedom Formula Blueprint.
You know what's the most expensive thing that poor people buy? Most people think that it's designer clothes, expensive cars, trips, but I don't think that's true. I think the most expensive thing that poverty forces people to buy is urgency. Just think about it. When you live in paycheck to paycheck, almost every decision becomes urgent. You need the money today. You take the first job because you can't afford to wait for the better one. You accept the first offer because rent is due. You finance things at terrible interest rates because you don't have a better option. You skip investing because every dollar is needed right now. And you replace long-term thinking with short-term survival. And not because you're irresponsible, but because survival doesn't give you much choice. That's why having money changes more than your bank account. It changes your timeline because money gives you the ability to wait, to negotiate, to walk away, to say, nah, I'll wait for the better opportunity. And that's the true luxury of money that people never talk about. People love saying money doesn't buy happiness. And maybe that's true, but it does buy time. And time lets you make better decisions. See, the difference between a good decision and a bad decision is usually simple. When you can make a decision from a place of patience, you'll usually make the smart decision. But when you have to make a decision that's rushed due to lack of options, you'll probably make a bad decision. That's why one of the biggest financial advantages isn't owning more things. It's having fewer urgent decisions. Because urgency is expensive. It costs you negotiating power, it costs you patience, and it'll even cost you your future.
After I pay my bills, there's nothing left. There's nothing left even before I get paid. Like, I'm already like, okay, I'm about to get paid, but like, what does that matter? Because it's gone even before, like, as soon as it hits my account, it's already gone because I have to pay everything and then I'm still short. No savings, no cushion, no room to breathe. And that scared me. Like, it wasn't until I think my daughter started college that it all just was like, wait a minute, like, what is happening here? You know what I mean? Like, I can't keep living like this. Because what if, like, we have an emergency and something happens? We have no savings. I have no savings. So, like, what happens? You know, that's when I knew, like, I just can't keep living like this. Like, I knew I needed something different. And, like, just, I'm going to give myself a heart attack just by thinking of all the bills, my daughter's tuition, just everything. Right. So I just knew I needed something different. Comment extra if you need an extra stream of income. Also, please follow me, ask me questions, send me a DM. I'm here to answer all your questions.
Having a full-time job used to mean you could build a life. Now people are working 40 hours a week and still checking their bank account before buying groceries. Rent takes one paycheck, bills take the next, then something breaks, and suddenly you're using a credit card just to survive. That's what's so frustrating. People aren't going broke because they refuse to work. They're going broke while they're working.
If you're already working full time and still feeling like you just can't make ends meet, keep watching this video because I've got an answer for you. Okay, if you're feeling like you're working in your 9 to 5, you're doing everything you can to stay on top of everything, and you're still struggling to make ends meet at the end of the month, I see you. Like, I understand what you're going through, and I think so many other people are going through this as well. And honestly, we need to normalize it because this cost of living crisis, it is a crisis. Like, so many people are impacted, and it's not only just the small things like saying no to your kids more often than you'd want. No, you can't have that toy. No, you can't have that extra treat today. It's the bigger things that really cause damage in your life. It can be impacting your relationship. Okay, it can be just causing so much anxiety that you're not able to sleep at night. If this is what you're feeling as well, I just want you to understand that you're not in this alone. There's so many of us feeling the pressure right now with all these crazy price increases that we feel like sometimes it just snowballs and you have no way to keep on top of everything. And I just think traditionally the option for us would be go and get a second job. But if you're anything like me, you're already stretched, not only financially, but like, where are you going to find the time for a second job? You know, you've got young kids you're trying to raise. It's all time consuming. We're already stretched in so many different directions. I just don't know where you could fit in an extra job. So if this is you and you've been searching for an answer, I was feeling the same, and that's why I have started something new. And I'm so glad I have, because I've got a long way to go. But at least if you make those first steps, it gives you hope. You know, it gives you something to work towards, and it is just simple, easy steps. So the 3 things you need to look for in an opportunity is you need something flexible. As I said, especially if you're a parent, a mum, a dad, you're already likely stretched so thin you don't have time or energy to spend on something. So you need something flexible that will fit into your lifestyle. You need a supportive community who are going to help you and back you and, you know, be beside you and support you to win. And of course, thirdly, you need something that's low cost. If you're in the situation where you're feeling the pinch, it's very likely you don't have hundreds and thousands of dollars to invest, which is what so many of these online opportunities are asking. So if any of this resonates with you, I'd love to share what I've been working on, because it ticks all those 3 boxes, you know, and it will give you a step in the right direction and a positive mindset, which is so important when you're feeling financial stress. So if this is you, I see you, and I really would love to reach out and help you. So drop me a message today and I'll send you the information.
How am I working full time and still broke? Like, how am I working this much and still stressed about money? Every time I get paid, it's gone to bills. Like, I knew I couldn't keep going on this way. So I started looking for ways to make money online. I'm still new, I'm still learning, I'm still figuring things out, but I know I cannot stay where I am. Follow me if you're tired of giving all your time to a job and still struggling.
Everybody working 40 hours a week just to still be broke. Everybody working just to wait on the next following check to hope they can save something from that check. Meanwhile, we are working for millionaires and billionaires, and we broke. They see the economy, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. They still ain't gonna send us no extra, nothing. Working hard and still broke as fuck. That is some weird shit.
You work 40 hours a week. You get your check. You pay your rent, pay your lights, groceries, gas, insurance, and then you got $37 left. And somebody in the comments will still say, well, your bills are paid. What are you complaining about? The fuck? Working full time should give you more than the privilege of coming back to work next week. You should be able to save something. You should be able to enjoy something. You should be able to handle a flat tire without having a financial emergency. And before y'all start with the get a better job shit, somebody still has to work the job you're telling everybody to leave. I'm not saying every job should make somebody rich. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you give a job 40 hours of your life every damn week, being able to live shouldn't be considered asking for too much. Because if your definition of a successful working person is, well, they didn't get evicted this month, the bar is in fucking hell.
There was one specific moment when living in our house stopped feeling like a dream. And let me tell you exactly when it was. Closing day, we signed 400 pages of documents. I understood the part where I need to sign and write the dates. We got the keys. We cried in the driveway, like actually cried, because we were waiting for this for years. We were always getting outbid. We called our parents. We popped a $40 champagne. We were so proud, right? Then the first mortgage statement came. I remember just staring at it, but seeing it as a bill due in 14 days, that hit different. And we're two young adults who never moved out of our family's homes until we got married. We never paid rent, and this is the only time that we're going to be on our own. Then there's the property tax bills, and something broke within 60 days, and we paid thousands of dollars to fix it. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought new homeowner meant nothing breaks. I remember lying awake thinking, did we make a mistake? Like, did we just trap ourselves for 30 years? And here's the thing. We love our home. We genuinely do. But loving something and being financially ready for it are two completely different things. And nobody told us that was even possible. So we wondered, how are other couples like us thriving? So instead of panicking alone, we're learning everything out loud. If you're interested in our journey, follow along.
Listen to me. I am far too beautiful to be working.
Could we stop making people feel guilty for choosing their mental health over a paycheck? Can we be honest for a minute? Somewhere along the way, we've created this idea that if we leave a stressful job for one that pays less, you've somehow failed. I would say things like, I can't believe you left that job. I would have stayed for the money. You just had to tough it out. But here's what people don't see. They don't see the panic attacks right before work. They don't see you sitting in the parking lot in your car trying to convince yourself to walk through that door. They don't see you laying in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, wide awake, replaying conversations that you had with your boss. They don't see the headaches, the anxiety, the Sunday night dread, or how you slowly have stopped feeling like yourself. They only see the paycheck. And honestly, I think that's the problem. We have been taught to celebrate the promotions, bigger salaries, bigger titles, but we rarely celebrate the person who says, I'm choosing peace. Now, let me say something that's very important. Choosing your mental health doesn't always mean quitting your job. Sometimes it means setting better boundaries. Sometimes it means using your vacation time without feeling the guilt. Sometimes it means just talking to somebody who you truly trust. Sometimes it means updating your resume and quietly preparing for your next opportunity. And yes, sometimes it means accepting a job that pays a little less because you'll know that you'll finally be able to breathe again. That's not giving up. That's making a decision based on what you need in this season of your life. Success is not a one-size-fits-all. For one person, success is making 6 figures. For someone else, Success is coming home with enough emotional energy to enjoy a dinner with your family. Neither one is wrong. The real question is, what does success look like for you? If you've ever struggled with protecting your mental health at work, follow me. Every Monday, we're having an honest conversation about workplace mental health, toxic work environments, and protecting your peace. Don't let someone who isn't living your life make you feel guilty for making decisions that's best for your life. Your peace has value. Your health has value. And you don't need anyone's permission to protect either or. I want this to be an honest conversation. Have you ever left your job because of your mental health? If you're comfortable in sharing, what happened?
Having just a 9 to 5 really do definitely keep you broke. Like, and I'm not saying like it's bad to have a 9 to 5, but I'm saying in this economy, like you definitely need more than one income because you cannot survive with just one income, or you're just 9 to 5. Like I feel like this economy is just made for people to be entrepreneurs or have their own thing going on because you will not survive just off a job, and especially because minimum wage still didn't raise at all, but prices on everything else is raised. I even know some people who work in corporate and they're still trying to find like a side hustle, a second job because it's still not paying them enough. Like by the time we get our paychecks, we have to pay bill, car insurance, car payment, food in our house, like, and then our whole check is gone. So it's just like we still don't have nothing left over for us. That's why I feel like everybody who just wants to be an entrepreneur or just want to do like a side hustle to make extra money, just do it because I don't think nothing worse could happen. Like the only thing you would do to succeed in what you want to do. Like,
someone said the average millennial is 36 years old and has nothing to their name. And they're living basically paycheck to paycheck with roommates in their 30s, not married, no kids because they can't afford it. And in fact, what they do have is a bunch of debt. So their future self already knows that they're going to be broke. They're going to be poor. So we're essentially in a trap that we literally cannot get out of no matter how much we work, no matter how many jobs we have. A lot of people have a full-time job during the week and then Uber on the weekends just to make some extra money. That in itself sets you up for depression. I mean, think about working and having nothing to show for it. No savings, no investments, no house, nothing. Then you have their parents, the baby boomers, who are essentially the richest generation ever, who were able to support a family on one income, educated, have a house, savings, retirement. So where's this American dream that we've heard of? It's now turned into the baby boomer dream because you can't even get better than what your parents had.
Can we all just admit that having a good job does not mean you're financially stable anymore? Like, I don't think that most families have an income problem. I think we just have a cost of living problem, like groceries, daycare, mortgage, car payments, astronomical. It is out of control. I think people now are making more than ever before, but our cost of living has gone up so much and our income just hasn't kept up with it. And the hardest part isn't even the bills. It's like the guilt that comes with having to say no to your kids for a vacation. Just that pit that you get when you have to look at your account before you swipe your card to do groceries. That feeling just sucks. A feeling of working so hard and yet you always feel like you're behind. It is just something that I'm not okay with anymore. That's why I'm learning how to build another income stream, not because I hate my job. I actually love my job, but because I love my family more than I'm willing to just stay stuck. I'm very publicly going on this journey. If you want to come along with me, you can go ahead and follow. Even if I feel cringe or embarrassed, I am going to do this and there is no one that can tell me no.
Working a 9 to 5 is not why you're broke. Staying comfortable in it is. I didn't even realize that at first. I really thought I just needed to budget better, wait for a raise, or somehow make my paycheck stretch further. I kept telling myself I just needed to be more disciplined with money. But the truth is, it was never a discipline problem. It was the fact that I only had one income coming in. Because think about it, after bills, after groceries, after gas, what's really left? And if anything unexpected happens, now you stress trying to figure out what to do next, waiting on the next paycheck. And we've been taught to think that that's normal, but guess what? It's not. People are out here learning real skills online, making extra income, and not panicking every time life happens. And once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. Nothing in my life changed until I stopped being comfortable with just getting by and actually decided to learn something that could pay me outside of my job. And I'm not saying quit your job. I'm saying stop depending on it like it's the only option. Because if you've been feeling like there has to be more to this, follow along because I want to show you how people are really making money online in a way that actually makes sense.
I literally woke up this morning so broke that it low-key feels like I'm about to die soon because I don't know what else to do. Like, I look at my bank account, I ain't got shit in there. Like, Are these like my last days? Like, I don't know. I feel so broke. Just feel like I'm gonna die soon. Like, I don't know what to say. Anybody else like have this feeling?
I'm going to be 55 this year, and I had to face something really uncomfortable. I have worked since I was 15, and I have nothing saved for retirement. And it's hard to say out loud, but it's true. But instead of letting that truth shape me, I'm letting it wake me up. I don't want to spend the rest of my life just trying to survive. I want to build income in a way that actually gives me freedom and flexibility and just enjoyment in life. So that's what I'm doing now.
2 incomes just isn't enough money anymore. Me and my husband are both in our 30s. We make the most money we've ever made before, and we still struggled between every single paycheck. We spent hours every single Friday when we would get paid trying to figure out what we could cut back, trying to budget every penny we had so that we would make it to the next paycheck. The grocery store is too expensive. Vehicles are too expensive. Vacations are too expensive. Houses are too expensive. 2 incomes is just not enough anymore in today's world. I have a college degree in physical therapy, and when I got good grades and went to college and did all the right things, it was supposed to solve all those financial problems. That's what everybody told me. It was going to solve all my problems. Well, it didn't, and they lied. And I was sick of struggling between every single paycheck when I was working my ass off, treating more patients than I should be treating. I was overworked, underpaid, and I was sick of it. So I learned a different way to make money. I learned how to make money online. I learned how to use my social media to sell and promote digital products so that I could create another stream of income. I wanted to be able to be home more with my kids, and I wanted to be the mom that could go pick my kids up from school and not have to pay for after school care and do all the things. But I couldn't be home and not have a full-time income. Could not do it. But learning how to make money online and creating an income stream that I have created and make money while I still treat patients part-time, but I am able to work part-time now, and I don't pay for after school care. I pick my kids up from school every single day. I drop them off at school every single day, all because I created an income stream from my cell phone. If you're ready to join all the other moms that have learned how to monetize their social media and learn how to make money online so that they could stop living that paycheck to paycheck cycle, then go to the link in my profile and click the very first link. It's going to give you my free guide, and it's going to give you all the information on how I learned how to do this.
It's hard to be positive when all you do is work, but you have nothing to show for it. Hard to have a life savings. You know, I have kids and I pay child support on my own. We don't have a court order. I just pay it because it's my kids. I don't understand how people cannot pay child support or want to pay it if they made the kid. But anyway, working every day and you have nothing, you still can't save money. How does it work, man? It's depressing. You get up, go to work, get your check, and it's gone. Things are expensive in this world today. How does a person keep moving forward when you know that's how it's going to be? There's nothing you can do except keep going, keep paying bills, and stay broke. It shouldn't be like that. It's unfair.
So this comment, wild to me. I'm not a lazy nurse. I work full-time in the emergency department, and I work PRN at a skilled nursing facility. I also care for my husband, who was hit by a drunk driver last year, and just recently, as of 3 weeks ago, got the ability to start walking again, and he's not been walking for about 7 months, so I've had to be the sole caretaker for pretty much him and our 6-year-old daughter. So not lazy. It's just crazy that working a full-time position and picking up an extra shift here and there is still not financially enough to deal with all the extra stuff. Yes, my car, the ceiling, it's my least priority. So it was really more of a joke video, but still wild that a broke nurse is a lazy nurse. No, you know, a broke nurse, I could work a bunch more shifts at the hospital and still be broke because I make almost nothing working in the hospital. I only make $1.50 more than I did when I was a CNA there. So it's not that, you know, I'm lazy. It's that you either have to work 5 to 6 shifts a week, which is unrealistic when you were a sole caregiver, or I have to leave and work PRN, which would be great, except I need the insurance to be able to pay for the physical therapy visits, the orthopedic surgery visits, and all the fun stuff that my husband has to go to on an almost bi-weekly basis, if not weekly, for physical therapy. So thanks though.
I have seen video after video after video talking about people talking about going into foreclosure, eviction notices, living paycheck to paycheck, and same. Yep, we are living paycheck to paycheck. And I got to thinking, I remember 14 years ago when my daughter was born, I had no money pretty much. I mean, I was working as a waitress, I was young, I was a freshman in college, thinking if I made this much money, I would be living stress-free. I do make that much money now. In fact, I make more money than that. I make good money. My husband makes good money. And we are living paycheck to paycheck. Just over the last 5 years, our car insurance has doubled, almost tripled. And no, we don't have any new tickets, no car accidents, nothing. Our phone bill has doubled, and I've paid off pretty much all of our phones. Still keeps going up. Our mortgage has gone up $600, $700 since we bought our house 5 years ago, just from an increase in homeowners insurance and property taxes. Our medical insurance has gone up. More money is being taken out of our paychecks or whatever. Grocery bills, can't even fathom how much more it's gone up. At least $600 a month. Like, this blows my mind. Like, we worked our way from the bottom to have like these really nice careers, thinking like, oh, this is it, like we finally made it, and we are still living paycheck to paycheck, like, and barely making it, literally stressing out about finances all the time. If this was 20 years ago, we probably would have been considered upper class, or I know we would have been considered upper class, and now we are literally barely hanging on. Like, it blows my mind, and I don't understand how this is okay in any way. And all I can picture is like these billionaires sitting up in their like little offices and just like laughing about how poor we are. I don't know. I'm so mad and frustrated. And after seeing so many videos of people losing their houses and apartments and cars, and like, how is this okay? How is this okay? And the government, everyone's just like, yeah, it's cool. Well, we're millionaires. It's fine.
By the time I was 30, I realized that I have fucked my life up. Even though I always fucked my life up. Everybody told me go to school, go to college, get good grades, get that hefty doctorate degree, get the 6-figure job right after, do the residency, then get a 6-figure. You'll be fine. You'll be living life beautifully. I did all that shit, plus some. And then by the time I turned 30, I was in a whole heap of debt. I was still wondering where my money was. All of a sudden, now I have this salary. I can't pinpoint where it was going. Nobody really talks about how embarrassing that is, to make good money but still actually be broke. I can say that I was a little irresponsible. I wasn't stupid, but I just never learned how money truly works. And in part 2, I'm going to tell you exactly how much debt I had by the time I was 30, because honestly, the number still makes me nauseous.
I am 48 years old and I am broke. When I say broke, I mean $0 broke, no money. And I am burnt out to the core, and I'm done living like this. I have worked in group homes and nonprofits for over 25 years now. I've poured my heart into my job, gave it everything I got, but I'm burnt out. I don't have any more to give. Between rising costs, bills, broken appliances, I hit my breaking point. I knew I had to try something different. If you're at your breaking point, comment enough. See you later.
I don't think people realize how uniquely debilitating poverty actually is. I saw a gentleman come on here about a week ago. He was studying, I think, sociology or perhaps social work, and he mentioned by using a dead smoke detector as an analogy, how when you're not getting your needs met, like how everything becomes just like so much harder. Poverty is such that it begets more poverty, like you have to pay a poverty tax. And unfortunately, one of those taxes is like physically, like it really fucks with your health. I just called my mom to express some feelings to her, but she was born in 1980. So she's of that generation where I had it worse. So, like I understand, but I had it worse type thing. So the conversation kind of went a little bit like, when does life get a little bit easier? I guess I just needed a pep talk. When does things stop being so hard? And she was basically like, never. for a little bit of context, or a little bit extra context, last year was just an incredibly difficult year. I woke up one morning, couldn't walk, lost my job soon after, was robbed, so I couldn't start another job right after because he took my ID, was evicted for the first time a month after that. 2 of my brothers were murdered. 2 kids. And it was just a difficult year. And so I said, I think I deserve a good year. And she was like, no, I don't think you do. But you see what I mean? Like, she's of that generation where she faced also really acute trauma, and she's been living in fight or flight for her whole life. And so she's been pushing that onto us. And I feel like for the last year, I haven't been able to rest. I keep fainting at work or at home, which is stopping me from going to work. And she was like, well, you should be working 3 jobs. I physically, poverty is killing me, but it's killing all of us, you know? So it's like, what am I even saying right now? I don't know. Like, life is really exhausting sometimes.
So what's the brokest thing you've ever done? I'll go first. So I used to work on a cheesesteak truck here in Seattle, and it was one of the worst jobs I've ever had. But my responsibility at the end of the day was to clear out the truck. And lots of things are heavy, but anyway, my back really hurt. And I could not afford to go to the chiropractor or get a back massage because I was the poorest I've ever been in my life at that point in time. Anyway, I needed to fix my back, so I drove all the way to the South Center Mall in Tequila, Washington, in order to hopefully fix my back by going to a Brookstone. Yes, I walked into the Brookstone, sat in the chair, the massage chair, the demo one, for about 30 minutes, and then I went home. So yeah, that's how damn bad I was.
I can handle being broke. I can handle rejection. I can handle stress, yeah, but I can't handle being in the same position anymore, bro. Being stuck, just being stagnant, bro. I can't do it no more, bro. I'm gonna lose my mind. After months of being unemployed, like I'm very, very appreciative that I got a job, but I can't go out like this, bro. Work, bills, repeat. Work, bills, repeat. And the work doesn't scare me. I've always been someone who's willing to work. But this is what rattles me and scares me a bit, is that if I carry on doing this for the next 5 to 10 years, I'll be in this exact same position, just not progressing. But I'll still be stressing, still be surviving, still be rationing. Bro, I'm done with this, bro. And this is why I've decided to learn a skill. It's the only way, bro. Yeah, the way the world's moving right now, I have to get my creative cap on. If not, I'm doomed. And no one's coming to save me. Yeah, I learned that a while back. I learned that when I was unemployed, that no one was coming to save me, bro. Yeah, time to get creative. The times we're living in, it's a must. It's either that or you're going to dry. If you don't evolve, you're going to suffer.
My heart goes out to anyone that is currently struggling financially. It's so hard. And you feel like such a failure. But you're not. You're not. We're living in the most ridiculous times where it's so expensive to just stay alive. And there's so many that just are so fucking greedy. And they're like, I need more money. And like you, and you can barely pay your bills. I'm just like, I'm in way more financial detriment than I thought I was. And I'm trying to figure out how to solve it. I'm not looking for any sympathy. I'm just looking to connect with those that are resonating with this burden that we have to carry. How hard we work. How much we just try and give and give. I had to move out when I split up with my partner, and I moved into this new apartment, and it was more expensive than I really knew I could pay, but it was kind of my only option because I don't have a car And I need to be centrally located to places where I can get groceries, etc. It doesn't matter. The details don't matter. But I had the first couple months free, which was really nice. And I just paid yesterday, and I'm like, there's so many bills coming at me. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to pay this. But it's all going to work out. I just need to take some time and space to figure it all out. So I'm sending love and support. If you're also moving through some financial hardships or health hardships or whatever it is, we need community and we're in this together, okay? Okay. Yay, 4th of July.
I get on here complaining that how y'all have to go back working a 9 to 5 because you started balling and spending money like your ass is Dwayne Wade or some shit. Y'all start getting paid from these social medias, and then it's like everything just goes out the window and you just start feeling like you above everything as far as finances. Why, if you starting to get a $4,000 check, you think, oh, let me go get me a high rise in an expensive ass city that you probably paying close to that $4,000 check that you're getting or more, trying to keep up with the Joneses. I really don't understand that. Help me understand that. This girl just got on here talking about how she was making $60,000 from TikTok. I think that's a lot of damn money for each month. How do you blow that much money? And now you're talking about now you got to go back working a 9 to 5. Are y'all just dumb? Are y'all dumb? How hard is it to stay down until you can stack up some extra money? Like, and nobody's saying not to go, get you a new car, say if you don't got no car. Or go get you a used car because your car that you got is not properly working. Nobody's saying not to do those things or to go and put yourself in a better living situation. But it's like y'all get this extra little bit of money and y'all think y'all just overly rich now. Like, and then when shit starts slowing down, y'all looking like, who the fuck done did it? You did it. You did it. I say all that to say, y'all get on here and be fumbling hella bags. Hella bags. And it be pissing me off because certain opportunities was given to the right people. Motherfuckers ain't fumbling that. They not. But y'all, especially in this economy, I don't know what the hell y'all be thinking.
Out of a $2,500 paycheck, all I got is $95 motherfucking dollars. I know you fucking lying. That is what most Americans are going through these days with these high ass bills. Follow down this rabbit hole with me real fast and do this math with me, because I know my math is math and this shit is not adding up to me. So see if it add up to y'all. Okay, cost of living, $1,100 motherfucking dollars. Boom, motherfuckers need a roof over your head. You're not gonna just not go without a roof. And some motherfuckers pay higher than that. $1,200, $2,000 higher than that. I'm just lucky enough just to pay $1,100. That's high as a giraffe ass, in my opinion. Going down the drain. Another $650 motherfucking dollars. Oh shit. That's towards the vehicles I got to get up and go get to this punk ass motherfucking money that I call a paycheck every single fucking day. I need a nice vehicle, then want some shit that's gonna break down on the motherfucking road. Vehicle car no too goddamn high. Then here come the motherfucking light bill. $350 motherfucking dollars. Fuck. Too damn high. Somebody need to start turning some shit off around this motherfucking house. High as a giraffe has. That's already most of my damn paycheck gone right there. Now here come another $175 for fucking car insurance. High as a giraffe ass for 2 car insurance. I think that's how much I pay for all of them. But that's another $175 I know I come out of around that motherfucking time. Keep on doing your math with me. Now another $80 motherfucking dollars. This is for just miscellaneous phone bill, okay? That's just my phone bill. I think $80 or some shit. That's how much I pay on that shit. Now here come another for my little apps. Netflix and all that shit. Another $50 motherfucking dollars right there gone down the motherfucking drain. And now after you do all that motherfucking subtracting, how much money I end up with right there? Okay, because last time I checked, that's $95 motherfucking dollars.
out of all that hard ass work I done put in, all that time I done put in at that funk ass company after paying all these motherfucking bills out of a $2,500 check, $95. It's all I receive, all I got to pay with. And then when I go outside and even wipe my ass or cough wrong, there go that $95 going down the motherfucking drain because I need gas. Whoop-de-doo. And I need something from the motherfucker. I have working for nothing. At this point, that's what you're doing. Working for nothing. Just my opinion, just being honest.
Ain't nothing worse than being broke, especially when you're a man. You know the popular saying, money can't buy happiness. They always say money and material things can't buy happiness. Fair enough, it can't heal and solve all things. It can't heal all wounds. But what does being broke get you? What can being broke buy you? That's it. Nothing. Anyone that tells you that they would rather be broke, they're happier being broke than having money, they're lying. Because I've been on both sides of being more self-sufficient, and I've been stone cold joke broke. I'm talking about taking the bus and I'm checking my bank account because I'm worried I can't take another bus. I'm talking about going to the club and then I see a nice lady and I'm trying to buy her a drink. I want to buy a drink, but then in my mind, I'm like, I'm worried that my account is going to go red. It's going to decline. That type of broke. I'm telling you, when I'm broke, I feel sick. When I don't have money, I feel, especially as a man, I know I keep saying as a man, but I'm sorry, you women don't get it, bruv. You don't understand the pride, the pride that gets destroyed, the ego that melts and crumbles when we don't have money. You lot will never understand, fam. You lot will never understand. That's why men are meant to be the providers. That's why when we take you lot out, we like to pay for everything. Everything. It's all on me. Don't pay for nothing. Because that's what makes us feel like a man. The minute I have to ask you for something, or I'm saying, I can't afford this, I'm no longer a man. What man where? Ain't nothing worse than being broke, man. I'm telling you.
Y'all ever been so broke it felt like you was gonna die? Like, I'm talking about so broke you can't even breathe right. Like, you taking broke breaths. You hyperventilating because you so broke. Thank God I got paid today. Alhamdulillah. It was looking bad for you, boy. It's like, no.
If you ever thinking about quitting your job, gang, don't fucking do it. Why? Because the other week, the homie, he quit his job, y'all, and it was a living fucking hell trying to get out of that fucking job. Let me tell you why. So me and that bro Jay, like, we chilling or whatever, and Jay works corporate life, not gonna lie, 9 to 5, but it's damn near 9 to 9 because he go there he wake up about 7 o'clock, he get to his job about 9, he don't leave that bitch till about 7:30. Right? And then the commute time, that bitch by that hour away. Not even gonna lie, y'all. And so once I found out that shit was like an hour away, I was like, hey, gang, I ain't gonna lie, bro. How many miles you put on your car a day? Like, that shit seemed like a lot, y'all. So he like, yeah, bro, like, I ain't gonna lie, twin. Like, that shit ain't it, bro. Like, I'm damn near finna quit, bro. Like, I ain't even making that much money. I'm only making like $60K a year, bro. Like, this shit ain't it, twin. I'm like, yeah. $60K a year ain't shit for real. I was like, but you need that shit. You need some cash flow coming in, twin. I ain't gonna lie. You need some cash flow, twin. Like, it's hard out here, nigga. It's 2026. Feel me? Gas goddamn $5 a gallon out this bitch. Like, especially if you out here in Cali, you know what I'm saying? Gas ain't cheap, bro. You're like, yeah, bro, but fuck this shit, bro. I ain't finna do this shit, bro. It's too much. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, my boss, he micromanaging me, and then on top of that, bro, my girl, I gotta be buying her shit. I don't make enough money for me to buy her shit and me some shit. So it's really just me buying her some shit. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, it sounds like you stressed low key, twin. Like, yeah, bro. It's low key like stressful as fuck. I'm like, word. I was like, twin, look, bro. Before you quit, gang, just weigh all your options out. See if you can get another job. Start applying on LinkedIn or some shit, bro. Or shit, hell, it might be even cool if you find you a little side hustle. Like, find you somewhere you can make a little extra couple thousand or something like that. You know what I mean? So, I like a week or two go by, I don't really talk to my dog, you know what I mean? Like, we ain't really talk like that. And so, I end up shooting him a text like, yo, Jay, bro, like, you good, twin?
And he texted me some shit back that low-key fucked me up mentally. I ain't gonna lie. He was like, nah, gang, I ain't doing too good, bro. Like, the job is getting to me, bro. Like, I'm really finna fucking quit, bro. I'm like, nah, bro, do not quit that job. Like, you need that stability, twin. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I know I just quit my job, but twin, before I left my job, bro, I had racks put the fuck up, right? But it's like, sometimes you gotta take that leap and just say, fuck it. I ain't gonna lie. So I told him, I was like, look, bro, tell you what, whatever the job paying you right now a month, if you can find a way to make that shit, gang, I full on support you quitting the job. Why? Because who the fuck want to work at a job that's miserable where you barely can provide for your girl? You can barely take off. You can barely do whatever the fuck you want to do, bro. Fuck that corporate life. That shit not it. Then you driving damn near 3 hours away to Africa every fucking day for work. Twin, that shit not it. So I was like, look, bro, just find a way to supplement, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to replace your bread. And gang, if you do that, gang, I ain't gonna lie, twin. Fuck it. Leave that bitch, right? So about 2-3 weeks go by. I don't really hear from gang again, bro. So I'm thinking like he going through it and shit. So he ended up FaceTiming me, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping. I ain't gonna lie. I got like eye boogers in my eyes and shit. And as I'm sleeping, all I hear is I'm like, it's the first call, y'all. Get another call. I'm like, who the fuck is this? God damn. I reach over to the nightstand. I flip the phone over. I'm looking at the phone. It's this nigga Jay, bro. I'm like, hello. Hey, brother, I ain't gonna lie, brother. You got a couple of dollars I can hold, gang. Like, nigga gotta pay his light bill, bro. Like, I just need a couple of dollars. I'm like, all right, bro. What you need? So how much, bro? Shit, like 500. 500? Nigga, you need 500? What kind of goddamn light bill you finna pay? You must finna pay your light bill, her light bill, and her mama light bill. God damn. But you know what? I said that to myself suddenly. I was like, you know what, twin, bro? I will pay it to you. You want me to Zelle it, bro? Bro, you can Apple Pay that bitch or Zelle. It's all good. They both gonna work the same way. He said, you know what? Zelle it to me so I don't have to pay for the fee. Now you want to be cheap, nigga. You want to be cheap with my money. I was like, word. I was like, word. You gonna pay me back or what? Like, talk to me. Like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna pay you back, bro. I'm probably finna quit this fucking job though, bro. Like, I ain't making enough money. I'm like, no, twin, don't quit, bro. So we end up getting off the phone or whatever. I end up zelling my nigga the 500 or whatever, right, y'all? And when I sent that money, something in my motherfucking mind told me, gang, you might not get that shit back. But let me tell you, Jay sent that shit back to me in the most craziest fucking way ever, y'all. Like, he repaid me. He repaid me in the craziest way, right? So I end up like selling the money or whatever, and like another week go by, and I'm just checking up on him and shit. I'm just seeing how he doing because, like, you know, his girl low-key be giving him that, like, a lot of like pain. Like I ain't gonna lie, she give him hell. She be like, who was that bitch you was texting on Instagram? Who the bitch that liked your picture? Woo, she one of them, right? I ain't gonna lie. She be on my nigga ass, you feel me, gang? So goddamn, I end up checking up on my boy. I like, yo, twin, like, you end up paying that bill? Like, how you living over there? You good? And he texted me some shit that made me realize, yeah, that nigga ain't good. He like, yeah, bro, I paid the bill, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm still thinking about quitting the job. I haven't found nothing to like, you know, supplement how much they're paying me. But bro, fuck this, bro. It's not worth it. I'm like, gang, they paying you $60K, twin. Just vibe. So I ain't gonna lie. He ended up like going off the deep end of like finding side hustles, y'all. And he found one of the best side hustles. So at his job or whatever, he met up with a coworker for lunch. And the coworker ended up telling him about how she started making an extra $2,000 to $3,000, y'all, outside of working with the fucking job, right? So when he came to my crib that night and told me about this shit, I was in disbelief because, hold on, nigga. Y'all working at the fucking district center for T-Mobile. Y'all ain't doing nothing crazy over there. Like, y'all ain't making no pay for real. Like, so that 2-3K low key gonna hit, but it's like, I'm like, yo, how the How the fuck she made that extra pay though? Cause it's hard out here. I could use a couple extra $1,000, and nigga, you owe me $500. Not I'm counting. I'm not counting them, but like not keeping track. But nigga, you owe me $500, right? So he ends up telling me that she ends up putting him onto like this fucking app. It's called Pay Me, and it's basically like an app where you can claim settlements on that bitch, and basically a company is getting sued. Once the lawsuit gets paid out, you can get a payout and claim the money, right, y'all? So I didn't think much of that shit. I'm like, gang, what the fuck? That shit don't even sound real. You know what I mean? So he's like, nah, twin, trust. So he pulls his phone out, show me the shit where he had $1,000 on his fucking app, y'all, right? So in my head, I'm immediately thinking, oh yeah, he must finna pay me this $500, right? You know what I'm saying? He finna pay me back that $500, right? No, worse. This motherfucker looked at me in my eyes and said, yo, bro, you see this right here, gang? I'm about to quit the job, and this all I'm gonna have to my name. He said, but I'm finna get a payout in a week, though. So when I get this next payout, I'm gonna pay you back that $500. I said, okay, word, cool. Sounds good, twin. I was like, say less. He's like, but you need to download the app. So I ended up downloading the app. Y'all didn't think much of it. You know, we get to go by. I ended up FaceTiming him because shit, he said in a week, he gonna pay me back my motherfucking money, right? Y'all, I called Jay, and Jay did some shit I didn't think the motherfucker was gonna do. I called him on FaceTime. Yo, twin, what's good? He said, yo, bro, check your bank account. Check my bank account. What the fuck you mean check my bank account? He said, yo, bro, check your bank account. So y'all, I open up my Navy Federal app. I type in my code and shit. Now look, I got $1,000 in that bitch, y'all. Right? I'm like, oh dang, gang, you must have zelled me like $1,000. He's like, yeah, bro. Remember you sent me that $500, bro? That was love, twin. And I quit the motherfucking job. You quit, nigga? Why the fuck would you quit? He said, bro, this side hustle, this shit the motherfucking truth, gang. Did you ever download the app yet? I said, yeah, I downloaded that day you told me about it, and I filled in my information. He like, word, you might want to check and see if you qualify. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I end up like getting off the phone with Jay, and I check my app, right? So I open the app and shit. I look, y'all would not believe what the fuck I saw when I opened the fucking app. Bro, tell me why the fuck I qualified to make $250 from one payout within the first few weeks of me using the fucking app. I called Jay back. I said, hey, gang, I ain't gonna lie, I got $250 on my shit. He said, yeah, bro. Now you see why I quit that motherfucking job.
I wasn't made for this. I wasn't. I shouldn't be having to go to work right now. I shouldn't have to clock in. I should be in Sicily on a beach. Instead, I'm at fucking work.
If there is one thing that will piss me off, it is people my age saying that I'm lucky. I am blessed, but none of this was luck. It was prayer and hard work. I didn't take any cut corners. I didn't take any handouts. You do it for yourself, and it's that simple. If you want it bad enough, you're going to get it done. And some people just don't want it bad enough.
Depression begins when you are broke and when you have an expensive lifestyle. That's when depression hits, bro.
What is everyone's I'm broke amount? Because for me, the minute my account drops below £2,000, I start panicking. I am officially broke from then.
Don't ever come on this app trying to figure me out. I'm broke with money. I'm depressed but happy at the same time. You'll end up leaving knowing less than what you knew before. I'll confuse you.